Okay. Uh, Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. And welcome to the live coverage of the Virtual World Cup. My name is Aditya. I'm from India. And I'll be bringing you the live coverage of the first quarterfinal, the knockout stage we've all been waiting for. And it's a game between Pakistan and Malaysia. If someone's in the chat and if the audio is fine, just let me know. It'll be great if I get a confirmation. Great. Thanks for that. Thanks for the follow, Natalie and Daj1. Uh, Means a lot. So let's dive straight into it. So we have power pack games in fact today between Pakistan and Malaysia, and both of whom have been massively strong teams throughout the tournament. And we have in front of us five absolutely thrilling rounds, and I'm really looking forward to seeing which of these teams goes through. So let's have a look at the bracket. So I've got quite a few things lined up. So for starters, this is the bracket, and this is the first quarterfinal. So the winner of Pakistan and Malaysia will play the winner of USA and Singapore, which is easily the most anticipated quarterfinal. Uh, with all due respect to all the other teams, but yeah, I think most of us are really looking forward to all of them. So the winner of today's game will play the winner of USA and Singapore, and the winner of that will meet in the final. And on the other side of the bracket, we have India and Australia. So I'll be playing that game tomorrow, which might be today for some of our viewers in the UK and in the US. And there's also Canada playing Ireland. Thanks for the follow, Mark. I think I know who that is. And there's also Canada and Ireland. So you might be curious as to when these games are played. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, so this is Pakistan playing Malaysia, and that is 1 p.m. GMT, which is 6:30 p.m. in India. And yeah, you can do the math. And in 4 hours from now, so in about an hour after this stream ends, we have Canada playing Ireland, and Will be on that one. So do make sure to check his channel out and give him a follow. And after that, we have a bit of a hiatus, and then it's United States against Singapore. That is at 1 a.m. GMT, and that will be brought to you by Evans on the Coco channel. And finally, to round it off, at 5 a.m. GMT and about 10:30 a.m. local time for me, we have India and Australia, and that is something I'm really looking forward to playing. And I'm sure Jeremy is looking forward to commentating on that one. There he is. Yeah, just about to. That's a perfect introduction, and you won't be timed out now, Jeremy. So that should work. And yeah, this is an awesome matchup. So hard to call. Certainly it is. So let's see. I have some other stuff ready as well. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at what these teams have been doing so far in the group stage. So yeah, so Pakistan have absolutely been rampant, and hi Anuj. They've been absolutely rampant, and they've won comfortably against all their three opponents so far. They've beaten the mighty Nigeria 14-11, and if that was not enough, they absolutely battered Australia and did the same to South Africa in what was possibly an inconsequential game, but they had their ammunition fired up. And Malaysia, however, have been got off to a slightly sketchy start, losing to India in their first game, and however they pulled off a great comeback against Thailand and then a convincing win against the UK to cement their place in the bracket stage of the tournament. So going back to the pool play, so this is where we ended, and so group winners India, Pakistan, Canada, and Australia were drawn against the runners up in each group. So Malaysia, Australia, Singapore, and Ireland. And we did that draw, and that gave us this bracket that you see here. So so we're really looking forward to these four games, and these four games will happen quite quickly in about 24 hours time or under 24 hours time. We'll have these four games concluded. So I'm for sure going to be staying up for these all these games and watching all of them. And there's obviously Sunday to catch up on sleep for that. So let's what else have I got? Okay, so here is the matchup screen, and I'll be putting a poll out in a bit of time. There's still about 7 minutes, so you can vote to see which game we'd like to see. Let's do something else. I've also got a statistics screen. So this is courtesy Webin, the amazing TSK software. So you can actually look that up. Yeah, so you can actually go and look at the stats at much more detail. So let me go through them. So for the Pakistan team, the top performer has been Imad Ali, the young Syed Imad Ali. And yeah, I need to be rested for my games, but I think some things are more important than others, or are they? So yeah, a concern from the Indians in the chat. Good morning, Jesse. And okay, so here are the stats I've managed to collect. And Pakistan have been led ably by the young Syed Imad Ali, who I believe was a quarter finalist at the World Championship. Am I right? I might have that wrong. I don't know. And while Imad Ali has been racking up the wins, Hassan has been absolutely scoring. I think he has one of the highest scores as well. I think 650 plus, and his average score of 477.2 is, and his bingo number. I think that's 41 in 15, not 41 in one. I'll have that corrected. Thanks for the follow, Benji. And looking at Moise, so each member of the Pakistani team brings something different, and he has the second lowest average conceded, and that is amazing as well. And Pakistan as a team have been doing really well. And testament to that, there is a stat that shouldn't be much of a surprise. They have the least number of phonies by a team. So just two phonies throughout the tournament, which is amazing. And finally, yeah, this is something we already know, and they've been invincibles so far. They've won all their three games, and all of them by a dominant margin, to have the joint best record alongside Singapore, who did rack up a huge win, but did end up almost making a meal of qualification. But okay, so that's enough about Pakistan. Let's have a look at Malaysia. And Ganesh, obviously, that there should be absolutely no surprise. The number one rated player in the world. He has uh, been leading the Malaysian team ably. He has 11-4 as well. And as Ganesh is wont to scoring 500 plus quite often. So his spread is also testament to that. Jeremy, I have played as many phonies as the entire Pakistani team. That speaks a lot about the Pakistani team. Great standards there. And yeah, Ganesh, this is a fun stat I enjoyed collecting. So Ganesh has the most 100 plus plays in a round, and he had four of them against the UK. And that was the round when he went 5-0, and that was absolutely bonkers. And I remember some of them. I remember Equans for 120 or something like that. Yeah, but he's been absolutely racking up the points. And speaking of racking up the points, Malaysia have been doing that, which comes as a bit of a surprise given the fact that they have the lowest total blanks drawn. They've drawn to 65 in 75 games, and in spite of that, they have the second highest team average. So that is commendable indeed. And yeah, I got four decent stats, and I thought I'd just throw a fun one in. So yeah, Malaysia win their matches when Martin Teo plays. So let's say that Martin Teo is a lucky omen, and he's a great player as well. So I'll give him credit for that. And I am on ISC now, and I think most of the players are online. Yeah, looks like they're online. So I think I can float a poll. So just give me a minute. This is the first time I'm doing polls, so I hope stuff works out well. So just a second. I'll have to display which games are the ones in consideration. Just a second. Thanks for the bot, Jeremy. And yeah, here we go. So you can choose games 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So game 1 is Wasim playing Andrew Chang, and 2 is Moise playing Ganesh, and so on. So you need to vote using the exclamation point, vote space, the number of the game you want to look at. Wow, no surprise, and I would have I'll do that as well. Yeah, no surprise at all. He's gonna take a massive swing to. Yep, looks like we have a winner already, and I don't think this was probably the most redundant. Yeah, it's 10-1, so I'm not gonna bother with the poll anymore. And yeah, that's the clear winner. And what we don't have a clear winner for is the game in context. So it's Ganesh against Moise, the second seed for Pakistan against the first seed for Malaysia, and thanks for the follow, Ganesh. Yeah, speaking of one Ganesh, here's another. So let's cut to ISC actually, and think the games are about to begin. Yeah. Oh, they have begun. So let's cut to that. Wow, we missed a bit of it. So there's a cool thing about ISC. What we can do is we can go back now, and we saw Ganesh playing Zoist, and this is a cool new feature. And we have Moises playing the Q there, the Ganesh playing Zaide, and I would expect something to come down now. Just try to get some of the other things in order before. Yep, student, not a surprise. I hope the pool is visible now. Yeah, the pool is visible. Great. Yeah, I was about to say snooted and Zaides, but maybe he doesn't want to open the triple file. Yeah, that's the only reason. I'm not sure how much that's got, so I'm just trying to set up a few other things in the meantime. Oh yeah, and Ganesh those juniors, and does student take an S? I don't think it does. Wow, join scores just as much as a bingo would probably. And there's this, which is a nice play, and there's also Waqf. So reasonably high score for Moyes. Oh, right. Awaken scores quite a bit. That's nice. That anagrams to Wakan is, if I remember, and Wak. I'm not sure what the comparison was. I think Awaken scores 914. Yeah, it's 56 as well. So I think Wax is also fairly decent. Keeps EN or AN, and okay, so Ganesh has the X, which could possibly play there, but that doesn't really make sense. Uh, is there something through the F? Yeah, I'm just going to try to get up to date with Quackle as well. So I'll try to include Quackle as much as possible. Yeah, Dux looks fairly decent, and wow, so leave of AN matures into triple N. Is there a way to show the play scores as well as the game scores? I try to do that. Yeah, I think that's possible. That's not difficult. Yeah, I hope it's better now. So what can he do now at this stage? Looks can't really see much here. Uh, Noteworthy. Just give me a minute to get set up. Yeah, okay. So yeah, it doesn't look promising to me at all. I don't know if yeah, I did consider Nan, but yeah, Canton is I wonder if Canton is better in valuation, but Nan is just calling for trouble. I think I wonder if Beat Chirps is good. Probably not. Yeah, something like Cans would have been decent as well. I think Cans or Cantons is okay. So what do you do with your Ganesh now? You could use is there a way to use put the P there? You could do this, which is uh, calling for trouble. I don't know if it's calling for trouble because you have the P for this, and I don't know. I mean, there's just the M in the bag and another P and a B. So maybe you draw an E and you have something huge there, which could be worth considering. Yeah, that and also even an E gives you something like PECH, which could score like upwards of 50. So that could be a decent play in this situation. There might also be a reasonably high scoring place for the C, but yeah, I mean I can't see anything better than chip, which is not bad by itself, given that there are a lot of vowels in the bag. I think chip is decent as well. Yeah, Hish as well. Hish, and so you have a very good chance. I quite like Bray now, and Ganesh is taking some time with his play, and we've seen him play really fast in some of his previous games. So, is there anything else that pity to break up CH for not much score? Uh, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, but I think I quite like Bray more than anything else, and yeah, that isn't. I mean, there is a bit of danger, but the potential reward, should outweigh that danger with a play like, yeah, as a PH play or a PECH play. And PCH anyway has quite a bit of synergy. So even if you end up drawing a few more vowels, you could actually end up bingoing. And you have the A as well to go with the PCH. So you're not really going to be struggling. Ganesh is time management, and that is the optimality when there is no real doubt as to what should be played. He does that almost spontaneously. It's almost like a pre-move with Ganesh. Like having played him in the pool play, it's almost pre-move for some of the moves, and some of the other moves he actually takes a good amount of time. Wow, I didn't know right back. That must be good. There's no kappa after it, so it must be good. Okay. Right, I knew the one with the Y. I didn't know. I should have. But okay, so Ganesh is taking some time with this play, and maybe there's a way to reach the double word score. Not sure. Is there anything? Yeah, Bach or Bach. How much does that score? That scores 19. Keeping PIRE, which is it's a decent play for sure, but I think Gray would would probably be better. Yeah, I would expect Ganesh to see it. I'm quite sure that he's looking at other potential plays, such as a way to possibly hit the double word as well over there, or a place to the C. Yeah, take out the B, and this rack is quite nice, quite synergetic. Do I have Quackle up? Yeah, I was trying to get that set up. Let me actually enter it. Okay, wow. So Quackle seems to have Bist simming best. I assume that's here. Yeah, which is, oh wow. Okay, wow. Yeah, this reminds me of that one tile fish with he played against Sherwin, and that is wow. This should actually enter this and see how this sims. Yeah, it sims quite well. BOI sims quite well. So wow, that's not something I didn't consider a fish with this rack. Yeah, Cypher should go with a lot of uh, tiles, especially with the A there and the S. Wow, this is certainly not a fish I would have considered, but it seems to make quite a lot of sense. And as far as Moyes is concerned, he must be befuddled to some extent. Oh right, yeah, Carnelli would absolutely wreck the board and the fish and give Moyes a way back into the game. So I mean, you could do multiple things. You could consider take inference and try to play some a blocky play, or you could just end up playing something like Xylol, which could easily like Ganesh could easily have the S, so he could hit you with the potentially 100-point score. Yeah, Moise surely in I mean it's very likely that Ganesh has a blank or an S in the situation, so Xylol might not be a great play. Yeah, I think he's done what was expected. Did he block anything? Oh yeah, cheap comes down. I doubt if anything was actually blocked by Alois. But yeah, cheap looks quite good. And looking at Moises' rack here, it looks difficult for him to get his way back. Of course, there are two blanks in the back. Okay, I do agree with the point made that Ganesh doesn't take a long time with a blank. Yeah, maybe a blank would probably see him play something like Bray or something that would score a bit more than just a B. So if you're Moyes now, it looks quite difficult. I don't know. I don't know, something like Venel makes sense. Yeah, we know that Cypher. It's quite understandable. Yeah, I actually don't see anything great here for Moyes, and it looks ideally you're looking to play one of the ends and ideally both the F and the V, but at least one of them. And I don't. Yeah, it is an okay outcome. I mean, you can still hit him exactly. So to block his own best line, he plays Fennel instead of Venel. That allows him to open up. So that's reasonable. And single pointers now for Ganesh, and yeah, I'd like to see whether he can conjure up a huge score in this move as well. It looks quite unlikely to me. Yeah, I mean something like Carnally would be an absolute worst case, but it's quite likely that the lane would get blocked or at least obscured to some extent. And he plays Rice here, which is decent. Is there a P in the back? Yep, there is. So it's not quite a setup because you might not actually score quite a bit there, but it's a decent 30 plus score, even a three letter play. So It's not really a lane you should be worried about that much. And Moises' rack has improved a bit, but it's still not great enough. And he plays wire, which is reasonable. Yeah, I was thinking about Verite and whether that's Hail Mary or not at this stage, but I think Wire doesn't really provide you with so many opportunities, and those could easily be taken away by Ganesh. And if that lane is gone, then I really wonder as to where he can bingo. There's no S in the back. There's just the blanks. And yeah, Ganesh should probably score uh, somewhere in the teens this turn. He could just end up playing 0 and he could actually go and bingo himself. So yeah, this looks he plays 0 fine. And yeah, this is looking really difficult for Moyes now. He wow, fixature, lovely spot there, Ricky. Uh, yeah, that does wreck the rack, but you could even play a fixture, but I think fixature plays. Oh, that is a tough one to see, and it's something going to play now. Yeah, fixture fixature is absolutely great spot. Oh yeah, tutorial is slam down, and that's the thing with Ganesh. Yeah, if he has a blank and he's not going to take more than a few seconds to spot the bingo and the best one. Although this looks like it might have been the only one, but yeah, that is the reason why he is one of the best players, and that is comes as no surprise. All right, Toluates would have absolutely killed it, and it has killed Terevi here. Wow. So yeah, I don't think Moise can do much better than the fish, and I don't think fish is really going to reward you unless you open up a nine timer. Yeah, is there something like fixature now would have been really nice to open up two nine timers and give yourself a fighting chance. Because otherwise it looks really difficult. Yeah, fixature is with the hope that your opponent bingos. That the thinking behind that is perfect, but yeah, that's what would have happened then is he plays Tirit and I don't really like that. Wow, Ganesh has drawn the other blank. Okay, wow, this is going to be brutal. Yeah, IRE ish looks quite good. Hmm. Yeah, I think this game is oh he's played rap and he got the P for price here. I think we can actually look at some of the other games. Unfortunately, no other game even did half as well in the poll. I think there was one vote for game number three, so we can we can probably have a look at that. That is Imad playing Darren. Uh, okay, so let's have a look at that one. Some positive news here for Pakistani fans, and we have Imad in the lead against Darren Koo, and this looks like a big win for Pakistan, a big win for Imad, who has been leading the Pakistani team. What about the other games? Uh, what about Vanita? Vanita seems to wow. So this looks like this is a big win for Pakistan again, and they could actually get this round. What was the fourth game? There was Andrew Chang. What happened to Andrew Chang? Andrew Chang ended up he lost to Wasim. So it looks like Pakistan are going to have this round, and Ganesh's game is going to be the only win. Wow, did Vanita miss restaged? I wasn't having a look at her deck. Wow, that would be wow. Okay, probably the time pressure. Also, is Osane good? This looks weird to me. Maybe it's a sticky S6. Let me check. Yeah, wow. I think it's wow. Yeah, I'm surprised how that stayed. Maybe no, I don't know if there's any reasoning behind that. If there's any other word it was confused with. It looks like it was played by Vanita. Yeah, looks like it was played by Vanita. Oh yeah, must be the C. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this one looks like it's. Let's have a look at Hassan. Did we have a look at Hassan? Oh, this yeah, it's the same game. Okay. So let me actually enter the scores in, and I'll leave you to have a look at this game. Looks like it's a forfeit, or is it? Yes, she seems to be on zero time. I don't know. I see. Weird. Is there a game we've missed? I think we haven't seen Sohaib. So what about his game? Yeah, this looks like a closer game. And here's a bag. So it's Martin on turn, and wow. So this looks like a really close game. What's the best he can do in this situation? Wow, comics is a lovely play. Yeah, Martin is Luxac. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Malaysia need to. Vanita forfeited on time. And what scores should be entered now? If Will or Evans is in the chat, can you just let me know what should they enter the scores as they were, or what is the ruling on that? I think they enter the scores as they were, but I'm not sure. Someone has an idea about the ruling, just do let me know so that I think it's the first time someone's actually forfeited on time. I just wow, I'm not sure if there's a rule on that as such, but I think that can be addressed later. Let's get back to this game. So what can Martin do? Looks like a really close board for one. He plays EV and he's got four E's. Okay. I think if Sohaib can go out in two, he should be comfortable. And I mean, he could do that with something as simple as this. And yeah, it looks like this is going to be extra 50 for the winner. I don't know actually. Maybe if Evans 50 spread if winner lost on time. If not, same score. Okay, I think that is the exact ruling. If someone else can confirm that, it'll be great. Okay, using 16 minutes then. Okay, okay, great. So he keeps the spread. Okay, perfect. I'll let him know. Okay, so let's have a look at the game. Oh, he plays VOES, and that should any out in two in that situation would have been enough. And four E's for Martin. Okay, yeah, I think something like ETA or ATE would should seal it. So yeah, there we go. Wow. So Pakistan. Yeah, I was wondering if he would actually play or he would tempt Martin to play EV or ES. Yeah, EV is interesting as well. I will probably go through this later. But anyway, we have the results from all five games, and I think yeah, I would really like to go back to EV and have a look at what he kept at that point. But we can. I'm gonna cut to the. Yeah, it's a bit messy, but yeah, let's have a look at the screen. So this is where we are, and I'm gonna actually get you to vote on which game you'd like to see for the second round, and let's do that. Here we go. So I'll just quickly cut to the draw screen. Yeah, so you can vote for games 1 to 5. One is for Wasim playing Martin, two is for Moise playing Andrew, and so on. Thanks for the follow, Amok. Are we going to see more of Ganesh? You need to vote. You need to use the exclamation point, vote space the game you want to look at. So that's how it picks up a vote. Yeah, it's clear that we're probably going to see more of Ganesh. And I'll let the poll stay. And I think Ganesh has started again. Wow. So yeah, I think we can catch this from. Yeah, I think we'll watch Ganesh for this round, and then I'll have to override the poll for the next round, I guess. The poll is still. Yeah, let's have a look at how it goes. I mean, I'm sure I really enjoy watching Ganesh for sure. But yeah, if yeah, democracy. Yeah, I want to be as democratic as Will Stream is. So great. We've been with some stats. Yeah, and Zillas comes down. That looks fairly. Uh, Yeah, and you never know. With Ganesh being there, the likelihood of blowouts is as high as it gets with any other player. So yeah, let's hope you, you could certainly hope that Ganesh's games are blowouts so that we can get to watch some of the other games. Although I'd love a close game with Ganesh is certainly even more fun than a blowout with Ganesh. So what do you do now? I don't think there's anything that plays to the Z that does not use the S. I mean, you could do something as simple as 4. Yeah, I would really like to go back to that EV move. I mean, if we have a break between games, I'd really like to do that. 4 over 4. Okay. I wonder what Quackle thinks about that now that oh he plays oof. So that is the same reasoning. And ended on should play here. So that plays here, which in hindsight 4 would have reduced the score that he gets for that play. But yeah, I think move versus 4. I'd actually like to see what Quacker thinks about that. Yeah, Quackle prefers oof. No, it prefers 4. Okay. I think both of them are really close by. So I think I wouldn't fault him at all. And Enderon does come down and wow. Yeah. The the double E NS leave brigade. This is what happens. But yeah, I think it's fairly straightforward. Some great stats there from Webin. Yeah, and for those of you who have just joined in, Ganesh also holds a record for the most number of 100 plus plays in a round, and he got 4 of them against UK. If only Ian's here. Yeah, although I think double E play here is looks reasonable. Because I don't see any sense in playing something like that. I mean that's not worth considering. It's probably got to be maybe Ian. I think yeah he plays Ian. That's quite good. It looks quite likely that he might actually end up bonusing the next turn. And Imad doesn't really have a great track here. You could play Fung. Yeah, Craft is also fine. I like playing Fung here. And wow, yeah, that's the thing with Ganesh. It's pre-move, but I think Imad should be able to come back. Yeah, Big Horns pointed out in the chat. There's also horsing. There's also many other plays that play the shoring, horsing. He plays shoring, and that can't be too bad. I think if you don't say big horns, it's probably maybe horsing and crafts is better than shoring. But yeah, it's certainly a quite a decent play. And once again, lousy tiles for Ganesh, but he's got the J and he should be able to score. something as simple as Aji or even Jib. Yeah, I think Jai would probably be better than Aji. So something like that. Or you could even play Jib. That can't be too bad. So it's Taipi versus he plays Jai, and Imad could be racing to an early lead here, and this could end up being, I mean, even something like Toby, yeah, this could end up being a blowout, but not the kind we anticipated. But yeah, we'll probably stick with it for a bit longer because it's Ganesh. So what are the other options? I saw Toby. He'd like to play one of the eyes ideally. Yeah, Ahoy is also quite good. That scores 14. That does much better than Toby. So is there something that goes all the way? I don't think so. Yeah, Ahoy comes down. That's wow. So this looks like this might end up being tough games for Ganesh. And three eyes again. Wow. So I mean, do you is this the time to change, or do you actually play tip? And I think tip is better than an exchange at this stage. But yeah, you can have the back there. There's still two blanks, so you're not out of it for sure. But he is clearly two bingos behind. It's not going to be easy at all. So yeah, tip over an exchange. Or, yeah, neither am I seeing anything better than tip. Looking at a PI play, but I don't think is this. I think tip scores enough to warrant a play like that instead of keeping the T. Or even pit doesn't make sense. You'd play tip, but PI maybe is another consideration. Plays pit over tip. Okay, maybe that is to obscure the usage of the triple file in row A, and Imad's got datively without the L. Yeah, this looks like this is going to be difficult if Ganesh doesn't pick a blank the following turn. He plays Yid, and that's decent. Ganesh does pick up the blank, but he's got the three eyes for the third rack in a row. Yeah, Yid seems good. I might have considered playing Yid and FY. I feel that was something. I mean, maybe you're guarding against a QUA bomb there that could score like in excess of 100. Oh yeah, I should update the math score. I'm sorry I didn't do that. We can do that right now. There we go. This doesn't make sense. The poll doesn't make sense now. Thank you for following. That city. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I think it blocks Q bomb that could score 100, and maybe Ganesh would need that along with another bingo or two. And does Viremia play or something else like that? Oh yeah, Minerva plays. That's right. Wow. So that is it's an interesting position. But if you're Ganesh, you want that kind of volatility. That's perfectly reasonable, and it's not been his instant pre-move. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Minerva is spelled with the EVER as well. Right, both of them are. Yeah, so now what does Imad do? There's a mild cause of concern now, given that he doesn't have an S and there's a blank in the bag, and Ganesha just played 7 tiles. So he's still in control by quite some margin, but you're looking at your rack, you don't have something great. I think this is a word. I think it's probably German for culture. Yep, that's what was pointed out by Paul. I mean, you could also go for score and do something like that, which can't be bad, but yeah, you ideally want to be doing something about the lane that was just created. Yeah, I quite like Coulter. Yeah, it is German for he plays Nor, which does accomplish what Coulter was. Wow, he's got Quahogs. Does that play? Or Quangos? I think Quangos is good as well. Wow, so Ganesh is certainly in it now. And yeah, he did draw Quag for the Q bomb that he had blocked. He plays Quags 61, and now he's got the blank, and wow, and Imad has got an absolute crap fest on his rack, and wow, this game is certainly not over. He did leave LUT, but by any fair margin, that's not a great draw, and that's not deserved in any way. Wow, if Ganesh pulls this off, it's going to be really. He plays Ultra, and oh, it's Robocop. Good. Yeah, Robocop. Yeah, he plays Cobb, and he's just racking up the score, and Imad is struggling with that. Wow, if he ends up losing this would be incredible and one of the games of the tournament. And looking at the tiles in the bag, they are absolutely bingo friendly. And I won't really say that Imad bottled it or something like that because he's played quite decently, but it's just Ganesh, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know if this is a stage to change, because if you change, you might as well lose to a non-bingo play. Yeah, he can exchange. There are what 5, 8, 14, 7 tiles in the bag. Plays ball, and is that giving something away? Predator. Wow, this is some comeback from Ganesh. Wow, he was about 200 points down, and it looked wow, and the rack hasn't improved much for Imad either, and Ganesh is going to go out in one for sure. Wow, this is just incredible. This has got to be one of the games of the tournament, at least the ones I've watched. This is easily one of them. So for those who have joined us, we can make use of the new feature on ISC, and let's have a look. Let's run through the game quickly. So yeah, so Imad raced off to an early lead, and Ganesh he had Beneseed, but Imad got to showing down, and yeah, he was up by quite a bit, and it looked quite grim. Yeah, at this stage, it looked quite grim for Ganesh, and then he played Jiao, and still quite grim. And then yeah, it was just absolute carnage from Ganesh. He gets Miniver down, and Nor was played, and he drew into Quahogs and played Quacks. Then yeah, Imad still struggling, and then Cobb struggle again, and then Predator. I think that's where we are now. Yeah, that is absolute carnage from Ganesh. Thanks for the follow, Small Sly G, and a couple of others. Yeah, the miss of Kalthar looks crucial. I don't quite like Ball, but I understand the thinking, because you're about 20 points behind, and you have a lousy rack, and there's a lot of decent tiles in the bag. But I wonder if Ball is decent at all. Yeah, Dave versus Zuav any day. So, but it's not an easy find for sure. But I think he played some of those plays really quickly. I mean, Yid and Deaved, and even Nor was played quite quickly. What's happening in the other games? Yeah, this looks like it wasn't the blowout we anticipated, but looks like it's done. We can have a quick look at some of the other games. We didn't watch Wasim last time, so we can actually watch Wasim. And the lucky Martin Teo looks like he is. Thanks for the follow, Cedric. Looks like he's leading and might pull off a win against Wasim. So here's the back. Wow, so two S's for Swive, and not sure. I mean, he can do something about it, but will he? And I think Wasim played. Yeah, he did play Wife, keeping uh, CISE. So it's certainly not over. It seems like a quite a smart play. The unseen tiles, there they are at the side. This is the web version, so I think it doesn't appear at the bottom. Okay, so what can Martin do now? So I'm sure he's concerned about the S setup. I mean, this seems like quite an obvious, given that there are two S's in such a small bag. I mean, it's quite obvious that you're setting up two lanes. But yeah, this looks like a tough position for Martin. I mean, you could possibly play something here. plays draw, and I think that's, yeah, that's effective. That effectively blocks both the hooks because I don't think Swiver is good. Yeah, yeah, Dual is would have blocked, but it might have given the D away. So I think draw. And I don't think Salience doesn't quite play. It doesn't. Yeah, this looks like, although the bag with the Zeds, and I mean, is it possible for him to fish? I think that's what he should be doing at this stage. You just do this. I don't know. I don't know how this. This might lead to a bingo not being enough. Yeah, I think from Wasim's point of view, he has to fish. It's just a question of what. Is it possible for him to do some weird setup here that only an S? I mean, you can't do an only S setup because there's still an S in the bag. It's quite likely that it's on Martin's rack. So this looks difficult, and I don't see a straightforward fish. Do you do that? Is there anything else that can go in front of? Well, he plays that, and I think is Zen's enough. Zen's might not be enough if you draw the X though, and which would be a reasonable possibility if uh, if Wasim were to bingo. But yeah, scenarios with Viva, so Viva would have made you look like an absolute brat there. Yeah, I think Zen's here more than anything else. I don't know if that will lose to a play there through the L, or maybe through the S. Yeah, that's the thing with EA. It's such an obvious setup and doesn't score as much. And given the game situation, you're behind by quite a bit. So let's have a look at what happened in some of the other games. Moyes beat Andrew Chang, and yeah, I think Wasim won his. Ganesh won his game. Yeah, not a surprise. And yeah, Zen San. Okay, no, I don't think. Yeah, Anglisis is not good. That's right. Yeah, this looks like. Wait, how much does he get? He gets. Yeah, I don't think that's enough. Yeah, it wasn't. It was 15 points, but not enough at all. And that means Malaysia get 2 wins this round, two of which they needed. Vanita still playing, and wow, so this game's going down to the wire again. Vanita looks. Let's have a look at the bag. Quite reasonable, although there aren't any potential bingo lanes that I see. Bow comes down, and Sohaib spontaneously with GER. It looks like advantage. I mean, you could play UN there for 27, and yeah, I don't see any reason why that is not one of the best plays. Wow, Vanita has absolutely every single one of her games has gone down to the wire, and she actually forfeited on time in the previous game, which was I think a first for the tournament. But yeah, I think UN is not bad at all, and I doubt if there's anything significantly better on this board. Yeah, UN comes down. Wow, Asnia is a beautiful spot. Lovely. And yeah, looks like Sohaib has the scoring tiles in the situation, and he can pull it off. And something like it should be enough to win the game. So let's have a look at what else happened. So this is Sohaib, and Hassan beat Darren. Okay, so that is a win for Pakistan, and we saw Moyes, right? We saw Moyes beating Andrew Chang. So it's 2-2 as of now with this game pending, which looks like it might be 3-2 to Pakistan here. Yeah, and Vanita going overtime again, which looks like what's going to be the case. Yep. I just hope she doesn't forfeit this time. Yep. I don't think bingo has been out of question for quite some time on this board. I'm actually going to go ahead and update the scores. It's quite likely that she might forfeit in this game as well now, unless she plays, and that should give something like the lines away. So yeah, I think this game is done, and we can cut to the scores. So that makes it 7-3 to yeah, here we are. So that's 7-3 to Pakistan, and so I'll have the poll open for round three. Just give me a minute to do that. So you can yeah, Pakistan after the early lead. Let's start. Yeah, here's the poll, and you can vote for which game you'd like to see in round three. So game one is Wasim playing Vanita, two is Moise playing Martin, and so on. Yeah, I just hope we don't have more of Ganesh. We've had much as I'd love to watch Ganesh play. Actually, both his games have been absolutely superb. And I wonder if Coco is annotating games, and I'm sure that the Imad and Ganesh game is something worth looking at. It's an absolute yeah. Looks like we'll get a non-Ganesh round here. Maybe the next one as well, because I'm quite sure we're going to be watching Wasim playing Ganesh in the last round. As we should. Okay, so it's like a good distribution of votes. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the rest of it later. So what does the poll say? If the games have started, we can. Yeah, looks like The games have most of the games have started. Which one is okay? I'm not able to display the poll results on the screen, but yeah, game one seems to be the clear winner. And have they started? Yes, they have. Yeah, again, we can start. We can catch this one from the get go. Here we go. Yep, it's. I agree with you, Ed, 100%. And okay, so this is Vanita, and judging by her previous games, I hope this game is an absolutely close one, and we can expect it to go down to the wire for sure. And well, the question here is whether you'd want to play Famish here, and I'm sure there are three-letter words, multiple three-letter words at play, or maybe there's just one, the obvious one. Okay, so we have okay, interesting. So we have an inbuilt feature. So it looks like we have an inbuilt analyzer in ISC. This looks decent, and well, that's going to be easy answers, and I don't really want to use that. Everyone secretly watching Ganesh anyway. Sure, that is. I wouldn't blame you for doing that. And something like that looks not bad. Yeah, I wonder Far versus Famish, which one would have been better. And I'd love to hear thoughts in the chat. And yeah, some great stats from Webin anyway. This is for yeah Wasim and Vanita. So yeah, you can check out more detailed stats here. And yeah, Pomo comes down. That seems to have been the right thing to do in that situation. I don't know if there's anything that plays. I think it's just thanks for following Paul. I don't think minis is good. I think it's just with two E's. But if there's nothing, okay, that's interesting. This looks like we could have a lot of interesting features. Yeah, I don't like the YI A synergy. So yeah, YI looks better than anything else that I've seen so far. Exchange or YIP, I think YIP for me, but yeah, an exchange can't be too bad. I mean, what would you exchange? You'd exchange the YI probably. Thank you for following, Lewis Trey. He does concede a fair bit though, yeah. So it depends on whether you want to play that for what 10 points or change the those two tiles. It doesn't really open up much. My versus my and oh, okay. I don't quite like that because with another vowel, your rack might be absolutely wrecked, and it does set up the S hook here, but uh, yeah, four timer through Y. Yeah, much of it's unlikely, and something like Y1. So there are many possibilities. They say, and I don't quite like that. I mean, you've got the blank, so you're not going to be heavily punished. But I don't really like say there. Keeping IMI, which is not bad. IMI blank, which is not bad, but say looks weird. I think say is probably inferior to my as well. Yeah, just got it up on Quackle and say doesn't even appear among the top plays. I mean, it's there, but it's reasonably low down, and I don't think playable bingo. And yeah, that's. I mean, I don't really rate ISE's examiner this much, but yeah, there's no bingo that plays here, and yeah, I quite agree with what Jeremy just said. Yeah, says that probably that kind of play. Is that going to be making the difference? I don't know. It's far too early to say. Yeah, something like Lud can't be too bad, or Lud there. Yeah, actually, I prefer this Lud over that one because a bingo here would expose the nine timer lane, unless you play something to says, and it could be quite likely that she's kept another S. I don't know if that's a reasonable inference to draw. Okay, and Marlon reports that Ganesh has got 6 out of 6 blanks so far. Not that he needed it. Wow, so that is what can happen with a. Yeah, and as expected, there's nothing. That's what happens with an IIM blank. Oh yeah, Marlon tracking the important stats. Sure, blanks are a fundamental part of what Luxac means. She plays Amia quite quickly. I think that could be probably the best in that situation. And yeah, Anti-Riot looks decent, and I think she should come back with something like I don't know, Kedeva. Does it play? Sure, there's some stuff that plays. Tritonia would have been better, I guess. Yes, but I think yeah, it does take the S, and I'm quite sure Anti-Riot doesn't. Maybe that's the reasoning. Oh yeah, Kedeva doesn't play, does it? Is there anything at all? I'm gonna cheat and oh yeah, there is stuff. There is stuff. Yeah, Kedava would have been a sick find. I would expect Vanita to find one of the bingos that plays, but yeah, if you let's actually have a look, have a proper look at what there is Dasheki and Skates, and both of them are not very easy. I mean, Skates is probably the easier one to spot, but yeah, if you've done Dasheki can't be too improbable either. Wow, so this is possibly something that could be a game changer, but I think even if you don't spot the bingo, this can't be too bad. Keeps you within 10 points of if your opponent, and Yeah, I think I got to know the Shiki looking at one of the UK players' username. I think that was Femi or someone else. Yeah, Cesar with Goman sitting in the chat. Yeah, that's the that can be this channel's catchphrase maybe for those who get it. So yeah, the Sheki would play here. Both of them giving away 9 timer lanes. Scathed certainly better in that aspect. Wow, so this looks like another game that uh, could result in Vanita going down on time. I think, yeah, she plays guides. She's probably not seen the bingos that were on offer. Wow, key pound or G pound comes down straight away. That is brutal, but he's got she's got the blanks, and I think that's not. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that plays. So I think I would expect her to find something this turn. And this round, yeah, Cabbage looks good. And does Unitize play now? Yes, it does. And wow, this is turning out to be certainly quite a tough game for Vanita. And I wonder if the SEY play was a reason. I mean, it could be a reason that you ended up bingoing in 4 turns rather than two, maybe. But yeah, it would be too harsh to say that SEY cost her the game. But yeah, again, this looks like a win for Pakistan. I don't really know. I don't really know what. I mean, you can still come back into this game, and Ganesh just showed us how. I need to close these polls because they keep coming back up. There we go. And yeah, back to the game. She needs to. I don't think Crag is great. Yeah, Crag is terrible as far as the leave is concerned. There's very little. Yeah, Carl. Assume that's here. Yeah, it looks quite difficult, and you could easily be 150 points down. Yeah, Malaysia and Pakistan both 50%. Malaysia has actually I pointed that out in the stats I had collected. But Malaysia has drawn the least number of blanks, and they have also the second highest average score for the team. So yeah, so who doesn't need blanks? That's got to be. Well, that's got to be Malaysia, but I think they've drawn like Ganesh has drawn 6 out of 6, and Vanita's drawn 2 in this game. Yeah, maybe the law of averages is catching up. Cred looks interesting. I mean, there's nothing super impressive anyway. So Yeah, I was looking at curl, but you don't have an eye. It doesn't make sense to do that. Yeah, cred is it time for that? Maybe yes, but there are still three A's in the bag, and I don't know if it seems like an obvious setup, but yeah, it's not. She plays cards, keeping LRD, and well, this could work out. Yeah, the time difference, and it has been a characteristic of Vanita. She's gone overtime in both games and forfeited one game on time. So yeah, she might have to hush up in the end game. And Wasim has the comfort of time as well as a 100-point lead, which could possibly be extended. Yeah, there is a bit on offer here. Nothing special. Do we want to have a look at some of the other games? Looks like Martin's done with his. He beat Moyes. Okay, so that is something for uh, that's something for Malaysia to cheer about. And some of the other games are going on. We could possibly cut to Sohaib. We haven't really seen him at all. Wow, so this looks like a good win for this looks like a good win for Darren over Sohaib of Pakistan. And wow, Marlon points out Ganesh 504. So Ganesh is absolutely, I won't say battering, but yeah, it's still a reasonable margin. Yeah, Darren's been superb. Darren is just behind Ganesh in the overall standings, and in a way, they are the two, along with Andrew Chang, who have been carrying Malaysia through to the knockout stage. Wow, even something like that, and this looks like this is going to be another big win. I mean, although there is a blank in the back, but I think this is going to kill it. Yeah, there we go, and there is stuff that plays here, a lot of stuff there, but yeah, it's not going to be enough. Is there another game that we haven't looked at? What about Imad? Yeah, Imad beat Andrew. He plays Noneto, which is a bit better. Is there something that looks like there might be something? Okay, so we have results from all the other games. Looks like Martin beat Moise, Ganesh beat Hassan, and Andrew did lose. We know that. Andrew lost to Imad, and we know Vanita is playing, and we know Darren is playing. So it's 2-1 to Malaysia this round with these two games pending. This looks like it will be 3-1 and maybe 3-2 based on the result of the other game. Oh yeah, Butanoic is unseen, right? And I don't think the Boitio will be enough. So even if he does something like, I need to go on to. If he does that scores 33. So I don't think the Boitio is going to win. Yeah, Butanoic would certainly do that. So he needs to play in column one. So this looks like it's going to be 3-2 to. Yeah, Ocean not as well pointed out by Ed. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer at this stage. You have to block uh, the triple triple. Oh yeah, Huma does both. That's better. You can block. Why block just one when you can block both? Yeah, it's quite unlikely that anything would play apart from that. So looks like this game should be a win for Darren. More stats from Weben. Yeah, QI wouldn't surprise me at all. Thanks for all those stats there, Weben and. Oh wow, he had Butanoic. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, that is that could have been a massive punishment for. And I'm sure Sohaib was play. He might have pre-moved Butanoic. You never know. Yeah, that is. Wow, that would have been superb. Yeah, Hutia was also pointed out that playing below Naneto. Sure, that does the job as well. And we're just waiting for. See, while we're waiting for this round, we could possibly get the poll up for the next round. I'm just trying to get a few things in order. Uh, just a minute here. Okay. Oh yeah, Will points out that Aconite would have played. Okay. Right. It's 3-2 to Malaysia. Let me just confirm whether Vanita lost that game or not, or maybe it's still going on. We can actually just quickly cut to that. And Vanita looks like she will probably forfeit on time again, which she does. So wow, this looks like this looks like a big win for Wasim. And Vanita has had a tough run so far. So let's actually quickly update the scores and have the poll for the next round ready. So this round was 3-2 to Malaysia, giving them a chance. Back in, I'm going to cut to this extremely messy screen that I need to uh, look at. And yeah, so it's 9-6 to Pakistan, and I'm going to have you vote for which game you'd like to see in the next round. Um, I wonder if the just a minute, Ricky. You'll have to wait for me to start the poll, which I have done. Yeah, you can vote now. Is the non-Ganesh sentiment prevalent? I remember for a fact that Sohaib did beat Ganesh in the first game of the Alchemist Cup, which is what this tournament aspires to be, I believe. Imad playing Martin. Yeah, we did watch Imad get absolutely uh, shocked by Ganesh. But looks like it's going to be a close shot between Wasim versus Darren or Imad versus Martin. None of those games have started yet, so we still have some more time for you to vote. Looks like game one is in the ascendancy. Still time for you to make your vote count. None of the games seem to have started yet. Individual standings are available. You can just follow the link that you see here and you'll be able to find the individual standings. And I can tell you that I think it's Hubert who's on top, and I think Ganesh and Imad are in close second place, second and third place respectively. So I think that no, they have to start. We can actually cut to one of the games that has started. Here we go. This is Andrew Chang, whom we haven't watched much of either, play Hassan. We're just waiting for Wasim versus Darren to start. And let me actually have a look at how the blank was played. Okay, so he chose to play which is interesting. Bo was played and Hobo just played right now. So Andrew Chang off to a good start. And something should play there now. He could play something like Tenurial or Tranquil is obviously better. And I don't think it takes an S. That's right, it doesn't. But there's also the option of something like Tranquility later. What did I miss? Is it? Is it not starts with? I'm not sure. What? Also do that. Yeah, he's got a wide variety of options here. Yeah, Baronets seems to be the top play. Yeah, this shouldn't be much of an issue. If you don't want to give away something to the triple, then you have. Oops, there we go. Yeah, Tranquil wouldn't be challenged off. Looks like it's not sending the message because it exceeds the character limit. Okay, there might be quite a few then. Okay, and looks like Wasim has started playing, so we can move to that game. We actually missed quite a bit of it. We can do the usual, and so from this rack he played Zoist, and I think we've seen Zoist earlier today as well. I think it was Ganesh who played that, and duopoly is nice, and meter age comes down. Great. Wow, well with Warren. Wow, that's like Cesar playing Lothier maybe or something like that. Good morning, Evans or Jen, whoever is there. And yeah, Baru looks great. I was looking at this. And is there no Anero doesn't really play. Oh, okay. Hello there, Jennifer. So yeah, so it looks like is there something that does well. Looking at the B still. Yeah, Anaerobe just missing out. Oh right, Seaborn, Seaborn. Yeah, what am I doing? What am I doing? Not in good shape for tomorrow. But yeah, Seaborn. Wow, can we just confirm that? Yep, Seaborn. Wow, it's weird that I didn't spot it straight away, but wow, so that should come down. Wow, okay, he's missed it. He's played the Mona, which is not bad by any way, but yeah, it gives VP away, and wow, he's still leading by quite a bit, but that is it's almost cancelled out the bingo. It's only a 20-point play there, so yeah, I think it is a miss, but I wouldn't say it's the easiest one to spot. And Wasim is still in the lead by quite a bit. We can actually have the bag, and we can have the ISC examiner, which is going to spoon feed uh, us, which is something I don't like. So I can take it off. And is there something? Anything else is great. Yeah, Reds was pointed out. So it looks like this game is absolutely crucial for Malaysia, and yeah, I'm curious to pop over into the Ganesh game, but we won't do that. Oh, looks like Martin finished, did he? Or has he not started yet? No, it looks like he has started his game against Imad. Yeah, it would be incredible if the two of them finished so soon. Yeah, Wasim taking his time for this one. Wealth being pointed out, that can't be too bad either. Yeah, I don't quite like the L as a leaf, but I think Wealth is quite good. He's taking a bit of time. Yeah, looks like Martin has started. So maybe if this is a blowout, we could possibly move to that one. This isn't Wash for score. Assume that's here. Yeah, 32 and TLL is terrible. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. It's a question between wraith and wealth, or if there's anything else. Yeah, Eth is terrible. And yeah, I think wraith looks as good as anything else, given that it takes out or obscures the risk of the S hook. I mean, you could still start with an S or maybe have an overlap or two, but yeah, wraith looks quite good for the board from Wasim's point of view. And LL, it's okay. I mean, it's not ideal, but the two L's actually go quite well together. So compared to other duplicates, it's not as bad. Yep, what Ed says is perfectly correct, and yeah, it's going to be difficult for him. And wow, is there anything through the E and the X? Yeah, that is could easily have hit something with something through the E, which I don't see yet. But yeah, Vitex goes quite well. I wonder if there was something through the E. And can he did he have an X bomb there? I don't think it's possible to use that spot for the next bomb unless you have. Yeah, it's quite unlikely. The pole seems to be popping up. He could. It seems to be following the same script. Yep. That would be incredible if it were to happen again. Okay, now the J. The J is it's a bit of a nuisance if you can't really jettison it off for a good score. I mean, this can't be too bad unless there's something that scores. Plays jars, okay. And I think something like again the connotes come down. Maybe there's something better as well. Yeah, pontoon is good. So that is. Would you? I would prefer playing pontoons over. Yeah, I would prefer playing pontoons or over something like this because I don't know actually. I mean, you leave one S lane here, then you leave another lane here. But I'd like to leave the E alone actually. So probably be pontoons for me if there's nothing else that it does. Nothing with meter ages. Wontons is something I see. I think that's good. That's 78. Yeah, actually this might be better. You're not that far behind. Non-stop wells. Okay, I read that as one thing. Yeah, non-stop is right. Non-stop and wells is quite good. But yeah, he's given himself a chance. And now looking at Wasim's rack, there isn't really much he could do by way of the using the triple file. I don't think he's going to play there. And as far as fish is concerned, I mean, you could possibly do something like that, but something with the P. But I don't think he can score much. What does ISC have to say? Yeah, Plateau seems fine. Ilya C11. With two C's, I doubt. I doubt that. Yeah, I like nonstop as well. Uh, and it does take the S. Okay, so that is, yeah, that is quite interesting. But the thing with it, yeah, the thing with wontons it is in any other situation you would have had at least a 30-point play or to the triple, whereas nonstop or nonstop probably scores more than pontoons. But both those plays don't really give away. Maybe pontoons gives away the triple, but yeah, he plays Pilau, which seems fairly reasonable. He chose, yeah, power is also fine. He chose to play the consonant away, and yeah, Ching comes down almost immediately. But I think he can. Uh, Wasim has, yeah, our power looks. Both those plays look quite good. Oh wow, there wasn't anything. Looked like there might be something. Okay, so this leads to possible fish. And now what do you fish here? Looking at the bag looks not too bad. Yeah, missing Seaborn might be costly. Certainly, I mean Seaborn would have maybe assured you the game. Yeah, dotting was pointed out, and I think I take it. It's a tough spot. I take it over a fish. But yeah, how does this look? I quite like Gadi because it sets up the ING lane, which is not quite bad. If it plays Gad and okay, that can't be too bad. And Darren's got an S, and this is one other S in the bag. Thank you for the follow, James. I think that's James, if I remember correctly. So you could possibly try to play hook the S too well, though you don't have to do that if you're not scoring as much. I mean, I don't think Wages is worth playing. Is there anything else that? Thank you for following Alchemist9189. Yeah, this looks like a tricky rack. I mean, you could also play Valid, maybe, which looks reasonable. I actually like Valid here. And it's hard to see anything that scores much more than that. What is suggested? What does it suggest? Why does it suggest these weird plays? Yeah, it looks like there's a bug with the examiner. I don't know. Play VID. And okay, that doesn't seem too bad, but Yeah, VID seems a reasonable play as well. And is there? Yeah, I think it's valid versus VID. And I think VID is it better? It's tough to say. The pool window seems to be off center. Yeah, I think that is a problem. If that is so, I hope it's sorted now. Yeah, I hope that's sorted, Rick. Play Silva. Okay, so that is that's okay. And that was the earlier suggestion I was looking at playing. That kept DD actually. I don't know. It seems fine. Dio Knight comes down. He had a lot of vowels there, and the momentum is swung to some extent. I mean, even something like Mold scores well here, and he's got the D's for uh, Reunited, and there aren't any. There's no. I mean, the Q could be a bit of a nuisance on this board, unless I mean you have a Q play there. There are no U's as well, so you can't really do much with the Q apart from just plonk it down there. Maybe fold or mold here, and I think Darren is in a bit of control. You could also play. I also like Doff here. I mean, it's not going to score as much, but there is the F though, and if you have the last S, it could be a very weird sort of setup to block if you just play FICE or something like that, and or even just the F. Yeah, that's one of the worries with Doff. But otherwise, it does in most cases it does block the last bingo lane on this board, last real bingo lane. Apart from place fold and Adonite should come down. So Adonite will empty the bag. Yeah, Adonite will empty the bag, and that could give a Q spot here. Maybe he's wary of that. So you play trainee this way, but that's gonna give you something there. So what about this? That still gives a Q. So yeah, there's Jatine as well. That gives. Sorry, one to the. Yeah, that gives a QI spot as well. So I think the Qs he plays trainee and okay. Looks like Darren could still have a decent chance here. I think he could. How much does Fang do? Yeah, I think Darren's probably going to win this because yeah, looks like Darren can win this, and I think something like Fang, and he should be able to go out with AMI in two places, which he can. Yeah, he can, and I think uh, Wasim will be forced to play the Q there or play something that leaves the Q on his rack, and that could be this could be a big win for Malaysia. And looks like Andrew Chang has got done with his game. He lost to Hassan Hadi Khan. That makes it 10-6 for Pakistan. What about the other games? Looks like all the other games are going on, but this one looks quite close. So I think we'll stick with this. Yeah, Fan and mid. That's also fine. Mid plays with a mid, and mid plays here. Mid plays up there as well. That's right. So that makes sense. Yeah, that looks quite good, and I think Darren should seal this. Yeah, I think an out in two should be enough for them to win this one. Yeah, Fan and mid is a great spot there. I mean, something like Fan and Ami would also do, but I think Fan and mid provide the optimal, possibly one of the most optimal. So we could still stick with this one. Wow, six players actually played a full game fully vertically. I know one with one of the Nigerian players. Okay, that's a really interesting stat. What about playing just an E when you played trainee? I would imagine that the only bingo lane would possibly get blocked unless he played ear or something like that. He could play the E there, and that might have been a consideration. Although I think that Darren would be able to score enough to not let a bingo win. I think trainee, you can't fault him for trainee. And Fad comes down with he's kept the play for he's kept Marvin there, and assume there are more outs. But yeah, I think if Wasim tries to do anything there, he could possibly be Q stuck. So yeah, I think that is a solid play. Looks like Ganesh got done with his game, and he did beat Sohaib. So it's probably going to be two wins. It's 2-1 to Malaysia again, and they look like they're taking this down till the end. So Pakistan needed four in this round to seal this round, and I think they're not going to get that for sure. Which are the other games that are going on? So we know that Vanita is still playing, and Martin's still playing. Actually, we can hop over to those games. So wow, Vanita's overtime again, and this game looks like it's a win for wow. So I don't think a bonus plays. It doesn't. Yeah, we might certainly expect Vanita to spend some time thinking about whether a bonus could exist or not, maybe through the SO. Because that's the only way for her to possibly win the game. And it's okay if you forfeit actually, because you just enter the scores as they are, so it doesn't really matter. And I don't know if wow, she tries untorrid, and I think that's gonna come off. Yeah, I expect that that was a desperate attempt, and I think that should be a win for Should be a win for Moyes, and that makes it 2-2 with Martin Deo's game being decisive. Let's have a look at that. Wow, okay. This looks interesting. This looks really interesting, but I think Imad is, yeah, far too much in front. Or is he? Well, I see why ROM was played to possibly set up an OF play, but I don't think that's going to be enough. So yeah, I think it is going to be 3-2 to Pakistan. Yep, they need the looks like they need 5 nil in the final round. Looks like they need a 5 nil in the final round, and can they do a UK? That is the question. Can they do a UK, or can Pakistan do an India? That is the more pertinent question. Oh, no games for horizontal only. Wow, that is, yeah. Ricky points out that they need Vanita to not go overtime in the final round. That's right. So I'm going to go ahead and update the results, and we have, yeah, how you count forfeit on time for spread is a very interesting uh, question, because you might want to add a penalty of maybe something like 200 points minimum. And okay, so we have, I think the last game has started. No, it hasn't. I assume we will be watching Ganesh play Wasim. Yes, I'm not really going to bother with the poll. I think it's a game that everyone would want to watch. I don't think there's, yeah, it's going to be a vote one for sure. So I'm not going to bother with the monopoly, and we're just waiting for Ganesh to start. And it's the math is simple. Yeah, Malaysia need Malaysia needs to get 5 nil. I mean, all of their players need to win their games. And yeah, I think they've started. So let's cut to that. Yeah, yeah, there we go. So that's, well, looks like there was an exchange, was it? Warm up comes down for Ganesh. I'm just going to take a second and update some of the scores. Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the game. So does this warrant a one tile fish, or maybe a two tile fish? I don't know. I don't like. I mean, I assume the fish would probably involve playing two of CFP. And while I see this, I don't quite like it because it's not really doing much. I mean, you have the S warm ups, but unless there is something that actually plays through the A for maybe a double double. Could possibly play calf. Wow. Yeah. Ricky with yeah, having played a very nice word on Will's stream the other day, I can understand how awkward it might be. But yeah, sure. Wasim taking some time on this play. Wow, I could have actually fallen for stupefic. Maybe it sounds quite possible. And yeah, I am not uh, able to narrow down on a candidate play. I mean, I might consider playing calf. Lots of lovely words being suggested in the chat. Yeah, I mean, what else? What else but Fab? Sure. Yeah, and threaded comes down straight away. The juggernaut is up and running again. And looks and jet lag comes down straight away. Okay. And what does Ganesh do now? Uh, this doesn't make sense. I think that's good. Uh, yeah, veggie is a much better option, and I think yeah, it doesn't apparently because and neither do the people who are blocking who are uh, pruning the dictionary because apparently it's not discriminatory. So anyway, let's not get into that. I don't see a playable bonus here. Is there? No, there isn't. So yeah, that means for your life is better and uh, wow, Ganesh's opponent drew a blank. Yeah, it's yeah, and Pika, I didn't really have a look. We can actually have a look at that move. What was Pika seems I don't know. Unless you're setting up something for the F. I don't know really. I don't really know much about Pika. I mean the F is the least bingo friendly tile out of the lot. Yeah, I think CAF or FAP might have been better than Pika. It didn't really score as much. It just scored 16 anyway. Yeah, so there was no bingo there, and I think now, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could play, and we have a game on our hands. I think the only real plays we'd consider that S plays that hook warm up. Yep. So he plays up there, and I think that's going to give terminal or tram line at best, and certainly other stuff. And yeah, I think that is precisely what element as well is it. But there we can certainly expect Ganesh to bingo, and yeah, it's going to come down straight away. Wow, is there something now? Killer Rats comes down. Oh wow, this seems to be a great finish to an amazing round, and I think I there is nothing really great for the X here, but yeah, I was wondering if Bunko scores. He doesn't score as much. Yeah, Bunkos comes down. Wow, this lane is now. I mean, you could possibly play Swain, and I'm gonna have the bag, which was visible. Yeah, the danger with Swain is the Z bomb, but you could possibly find something. This can't be too bad either. Yeah, Tina Tana, one of the two. Decent enough. Brings you right back, but you never know. Ganesh might have drawn the other blank. Quite confident about that. Ganesh is going to have drawn a blank, and I don't know. Eh, it's quite likely that he's going to have a good score. He kept the X as well. So there aren't any great lanes for the X on this board. Maybe well, there could be something like that could play all the way there, but yeah, that's all. That's another reason to play Tina or Tana. Yeah, Tina comes down, and I don't think a sixer almost immediately, and well, he's not got bad tiles as well. I mean, something like nah could do well, and I think it's just a matter of time that Ganesh picks up the blank and seals the deal. But what about Way? I assume Way was pointed out here. Oh, that's scary. Yeah, I was looking at. There's no C or K, right? So OF14. This, yeah, it seems decent. You can keep the H for the next turn, and I don't know if this really hinders uh, bingo possibilities. It's not going to make much of a difference. Yeah, I might consider playing another vowel actually, looking at how vowel heavy the bag is. That would probably be another A, but no, I don't really see a way of doing that. So it'll be interesting to see what Wasim plays here. Ganesh has what 12 minutes left on his clock. Yeah, he yeah, all comes down, and Ayu almost immediately. Oh, it's just amazing to watch Ganesh play. It's just spontaneous brilliance, and he's got the Z now, Wasim, but there is yeah we certainly needs us to play. Oh, Hafiz was played in the group stages. I assume by a Pakistani player, or maybe not. Maybe not. What is are you suggesting Faye here? Wow, I don't think that is. I don't know. That's far too ballsy and unnecessary more than anything else. Faye there might have been decent. Yeah, to set up the Z and EH and wow. Okay, he could have drawn into Fanzine possibly, but he didn't, and he drew another N because Ganesh. So, wow, it just looks ominous that Ganesh is going to draw the blank and yeah, I saw that FEH below there wasn't probably great. I think this one is certainly better. But yeah, he's got three ends now. He's got a bit of a bother. Yeah, I don't like nays at all. I mean, Fez here, but leaving three ends. There's also the Q left in the bag, so that could be a bit of a bother on this board. You could just play it there, but there isn't much unless you draw it with the U. I don't know what Fez looks like. Fez looks decent, but three ends really. I really don't know about that leave. Plays Zen there, okay. And wow, so what does Ganesh do now? Ganesh, I didn't consider Zen at all. It seems quite bold, but I think it can't be too bad. And now what does he do here? It's probably going to be a play there for sure. Does he does he kind of fish? You plays en route. Okay, I think in an attempt to draw the blank, which he could have, if Pakistan even win one, they don't win the tournament, but they do move to the next round. Yeah, this is round. I mean, they are probably going to be favorites to win the tournament, but they do advance to semifinals. And I have the bracket, but I think I will move to that once we get done with these games. Do we have information on? Yeah, looks like Martin has finished his game, and he did beat Hassan. He did beat Hassan. So I don't know if you're watching some of the other games, but Malaysia not out of it yet. Yeah, Biff. Yeah, Biff looks quite good, but it empties the bag, and okay, there aren't really many bingos that might play. I mean, you have to dodge the queue probably, and you bingos that probably start with a G. But I'm wondering if is on my body screen. If sorry, if doesn't play there. If is decent, but you have to score as well. Yeah, although if you ask me to make a reasonable prediction, I would believe that the winner of USA Singapore goes on to win the tournament. But you certainly can't discount Pakistan or Australia or some of the other strong teams around, even Canada or Ireland. So Finns comes down as an attempt to possibly block. But Ganesh has got the blank as I predicted, and he's got, well, I think Quid should do it. Yeah, I think Quid should do it. I mean, he's got leg at best. What about India? The less said about India, the better. Oh, right, Quid's and Speaker. I didn't see that. That's possibly a good game. Have some of the other games ended. Yeah, I'm not really gonna stick around on this one because oops, looks like this is a win. Can we move on to some of the other games? Can we watch? Wow, looks like Andrew Chang got done with his game and he beat Sohaib. Okay, so that's 3 out of 3 so far. Is this on? Yeah, let's move to Vanita. Maybe that's the is that going to be the bottleneck? We don't know. Okay, so looks like she's in a tricky situation. So let me actually do it. So we are at wow. I think Betwixt we're at 12-11 now. Wow, Betwixt is almost as ridiculous bingo as the one I played on Will's stream with those tiles. You had a BEWXT and you end up bingoing. Wow. Wow. This looks like this is going to be a bit of a bummer, and I would have liked to see the other game. Looks like Moyes finished. Okay, Moyes did beat Darren, so that looks like Pakistan have sealed their uh, place in the semi-finals. So well done to Pakistan, and yeah, so we have our first semi-finalist. So it's all academic now, but yeah, great comeback from Malaysia, and I think another game is okay. This is the only one that's left, and is there a chance for Vanita to mount a comeback? Looks quite unlikely on the spot. And looking at her clock as well. Wow, nice spot there from Webin. Yeah, great side from Malaysia, given that how they were behind early on. I think they were 4-1 and 3-2. They were about 7-3 down after 2 rounds, and they managed to come back and almost pull it off. Like the first 3 games we saw were 3 wins for the Malaysians, and yeah, this looks like it's going to be. Thank you so much for everyone who watched. I think we had 100 viewers at one point of time, or was it 90 in the high 90s? So that's absolutely great. And I'm gonna yeah, it's Canada versus Ireland next, and I think that I'm actually gonna do that, and we can yeah just we can just cut to that for a moment. Thank you for that, Will. It would be great if you follow. Not into the numbers as much, but yeah, if that helps you, sure. So in the next game is Canada playing Ireland, and that is going to be on Will's channel. Yeah, there come the follows. Uh, thank you for following Womble ISC. Thank you for following Coco Evans and Jen. So we have uh, will be streaming Canada playing Ireland. That should start in about an hour and a half. Yeah, that's 5 p.m. GMT. And yeah, I think there's a bit of a break after that, and then it's US playing Singapore, and uh, immediately after that, India playing Australia. So let's cut back. Let's cut back to the game that will inevitably end with. Okay, she does find the bingo there, but yeah, I think it's cultured would probably come down, and yeah, a day that started with Imad missing Koltur sees him end it by playing cultured. So oops, can't see the board. Here you can. Yeah, so he can end with cultured. So I hope he sees this instead of playing something else probably, but this might actually end up being the only game in which Vanita didn't go overtime. But yeah, hard luck to her, hard luck to Malaysia. And we can also got yeah, it was great fun to watch Ganesh. Ganesh was brilliant, absolutely superb today. He's gone 5-0 again, got 5-0 for the second round in a row. I think he had a rough go against India, where I think he won two games. I think he won two, and since then he's been on absolutely been on fire. And I think, yep, the US Singapore game is going to have a pleasant surprise. I invite everyone to watch that on. I think that's on the Coco Scrabble channel. Yeah, there's gonna be a fun surprise. Yeah, so while we wait for Imads to spot cultured or cultured, we can move to this messy screen that is a bit of an eyesore, which I will in a moment. It's a bit of an eyesore for those who have alignment OCDs, but yeah, I will try to sort that out. It's not 13:1, it's 13:12. Yeah, just correct that. So this looks like the final result. And yeah, well done to not 13-12. It looks like it's going to be 14-11. Yeah, there we go. And let's go back to the bracket where we have the winners of Pakistan and Malaysia, which is Pakistan. So they move into uh, the first semi-finalist slot, and USA Singapore will play later today, as well Canada playing Ireland, and India play Australia tomorrow morning. So yeah, that those are going to be three interesting games now, and you can catch them here. So you have Will, and then Evans, and then Jeremy. So we just cut back, and culture does come down. So it looks like that is it. And okay, so that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thanks for the follows. And yeah, it's been great fun. And thank you so much. So I'm going to be ending it here. Thank you, Ricky.